After my persuasive speech, will you please applaud?
37-1. These are the odds of landing 0 on a roulette wheel. These odds are probably also the same as legalizing gambling in Texas. Gambling is a very, very controversial topic in today's society. Many casinos are popping up everywhere. Oklahoma, on many Indian reservations. Las Vegas is well known for its casinos. Atlantic City, Shreveport, and Mississippi. Casinos are everywhere, but not in Texas. For some reason, the Texas government will not legalize gambling in Texas. There are many, many positives to gambling. It's not just considered a morally wrong, horrible attribute to society. Gambling can be very positive. Just take into account the Texas Lottery. The Texas Lottery donates nearly $1 billion annually to schools, to Texas schools, making public schools better and better and bringing in better teachers. Without that money, many schools would barely be able to get by and barely be able to fund many of the activities that they have today. The Texas Lottery also provides many jobs to many people. They help society out by adding jobs to the economy and boosting our economy in Texas. Another thing gambling can do for the Texas is just bring in a lot more money and revenue in taxes. Many other cities bring in billions and millions of dollars in taxes each year. Texas could do this too by opening up many casinos and just having a regular tax on all the money that's brought in throughout the casino. Texas needs to legalize gambling because it's just getting ridiculous that all these other states have casinos and we don't. Many people travel to all these other states just to gamble, and if we had casinos in our own backyard, people wouldn't have to leave and gamble there. They would stay here and gamble and bring in more money to Texas instead of spending that money in Vegas or another city. Texas basically is just stuck in the past. Governor Rick Perry just seems to not want to legalize gambling, but he'll have his lottery. He still brings in the money from the taxes through the lottery, but for some reason he just won't actually legalize gambling in Texas. If we did legalize gambling in Texas, we would open up many, many casinos throughout the state, and this would provide many, many jobs to all the citizens of Texas. We would boost our economy and yet create the number one state in the U.S. economy better. We would bring in a lot more revenue and produce a lot more stable jobs to everyone in Texas. These casinos would also bring in a lot more tourists because many of the surrounding states around Texas would come to our casinos because everyone knows everything is bigger in Texas, and our casinos would be world-class big casinos. Back to another point that is very, very beneficial to gambling. Online gambling has become so popular and it's grown so much that if we actually allowed gambling in Texas, there wouldn't be as much online, and people would actually go to casinos and gamble for real. Just such sites such as FullTiltPoker.net and PokerStars. If we legalized gambling in Texas, people would not have to go online to play poker. They could just go to the local casino and play instead of traveling to WinStar or playing online at home. Texas has Texas Hold'em, and we can't even play it legally for money in Texas. Our name's in the game and we can't even play it legally in Texas. There's no reason for that. Texas needs to grow up and legalize gambling. There's not very many things negative about it. It can bring a lot of positives to society and help our society grow financially. 37-1, the odds are just too high. We need to reverse those odds and legalize gambling in Texas.
Good speech.